What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Emmanuel Rodriguez versus Melvin Lopez, and this was a 12-rounder for the vacant IBF Bantamweight World Championship. And this fight was Saturday, August 12th, from the MGM National Harbor in Oxon Hill, Maryland. And this fight was broadcasted on Showtime. And in this fight, Emmanuel Rodriguez was able to get a easy and wide unanimous decision victory, a shutout victory over Melvin Lopez. Um, Rodriguez now improves to 22-2. Melvin Lopez drops to 29-2. Emmanuel Rodriguez becomes a two-time IBF bantamweight champion of the world. I had this bout scored 120-105 in favor of Rodriguez. The three judges also agreed with me, scoring at 120-105. Easy victory for Rodriguez. And just to break it down round by round, I mean, really, this fight wasn't that entertaining to watch. There was a lot of booing from the crowd, which was almost non-existent. Not a lot of people showed up for this fight, from what I was watching, and they were booing. It wasn't really that entertaining, if I'm going to be 100% honest. Pretty hard to stay there and watch, but obviously I had to in order to do this review and whatnot. But yeah, not a great fight. So the only really competitive round of this fight was round one. Both of them were actually landing with very nice combinations. Rodriguez landed a nice big hook to the head. It was a very good round, and it looked like the fight was going to shape up to be a pretty fun one. But, I mean, after that, every round, from round 2 up until round 11, Rodriguez was just winning easy. I mean, easy. Round 1 was a pretty competitive round. I mean, round 12 was the easiest round of the fight for Rodriguez. He did score 3 knockdowns, but I'll get into that later. But rounds 2 to 11, Melvin Lopez didn't even look like he wanted to be in there. And if you guys take a look at some of the highlights of this fight or look at some of the post-fight pictures, you'll see that Rodriguez's eye is swelled up like a balloon. His eye is swelled up so bad. He has a giant hematoma over his eye, it looks like. And his eye is almost nearly shut. I don't know how that happened because Melvin Lopez barely landed any real damaging shots, but I mean, I guess some of his punches landed in a way that obviously caused that swelling, but if you look at both fighters, you would guess that Rodriguez lost because of how bad his eye is. It's super swollen, super shut. But yeah, Melvin Lopez was the one who really got dominated. So, I mean, really, Lopez wasn't really doing much. He was just sort of moving around. Rodriguez was the one primarily going forward a bit, countering him, throwing big shots, just winning easy. He was just doing much more, much, much better. And to get into that final round of this fight, so Rodriguez first landed a nice hook to the body. There he was going forward. Lopez was on the ropes. He landed a big shot to the body, dropped him on his knee. He got back up. Rodriguez went in for a flurry of shots, followed by more body shots. He took another knee. And then it was the dying seconds of the fight. It was like with 4 seconds left or something, 5 seconds left. Rodriguez went in again, throwing huge combinations, head, body. And then Lopez took yet another knee. And since there was only like 2 seconds left, the referee took into account, obviously, the time and didn't stop the fight, let Lopez get up, and obviously the bell sounded immediately after the referee determined that he could continue. But yeah, I mean, he went to the final bell, but really throughout that fight, it really didn't seem like Melvin Lopez was fighting to win. He was just fighting to survive. He wasn't really doing much of his own solid offense, was just moving around, backing up, landing a shot here and there, getting hit. But, I mean, yeah, Emmanuel Rodriguez, now a two-time world champion. This goes in the question, what is next for him, picking up a world title here. I have 3 opponents that he could possibly face. One opponent he could possibly face maybe in his next fight or in the near future after he defends this belt maybe. He could take on WBC world champion Alexandro Santiago. Santiago did beat Nonito Donaire for the WBC title on the Crawford-Spence card. But we could definitely see a unification here between these two since they both fight on Showtime. But if not, we could definitely see a rematch between Emmanuel Rodriguez as the champion against Raymar Gaballo. Their first fight ended in a robbery in favor of Gaballo. I thought Rodriguez won clearly, but I would definitely not mind seeing that considering Gaballo is a high-rated contender by the IBF. And another fight we could see is former Super Flyweight World Champion Jerwin Ancajas taking on Rodriguez. Ancajas is with Showtime, and he's ranked pretty highly by the IBF at bantamweight. So those are 3 fights that could definitely be next for Emmanuel Rodriguez. But as for Melvin Lopez losing here for the second time in his career, for Lopez, I think he's just going to sort of pump up his record a bit more. I mean, going into this fight, his record was phenomenal, 29-1, and that one loss came against a fighter that wasn't that great. So, I mean, really, he's not that experienced at the top level. I think he's just going to pump up his record even more, maybe go to 33-2, 34-2, before getting maybe another opportunity like this as an opponent. So overall, Emmanuel Rodriguez drops Melvin Lopez 3 times en route to getting a wide and clear unanimous decision victory to become a 2-time bantamweight champion of the world. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.